Shalom. I'd like to begin first and foremost by saying Barakatah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Akar, Kadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the sincere Akiyam that pushed the truth with no due diligence and sincerity. Now is our salvation closer than when we believed, man. As you can see here, this is a .gov.uk official statement, this is a press release here. And the UK, being a slave state that it is originally, was known as being the Great British Empire, man, responsible for conquering over half the known world. Now, even the Edomite terror and slavery, debt slavery at that, a number of other European nations. Esau Edom is such a cannibalizing vermin that even his own people ain't safe from captivity amongst themselves, man. That's what happens when you have a cancer ruling the earth, man. Ultimately, the people mourn, and it devours itself, man. And that's a perfect example of Satan being against Satan, because these elites, man, the 1%, will stop at nothing, even destroying their own people to get their end goal. John 10:10. The thief cometh not but for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Those were the words of Yahushai. The counterbalance is, as he said, I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Talking about the elect, first and foremost, of Israel, and ultimately the whole nation. But the wicked, in this case being Esau Edom, comes with one mission: to destroy. Now, you might read this being none the wiser if you're not in this truth and think, how is it that a record-breaking 150 billion investment into the UK is destructive? Because ultimately, that investment is targeted at digital slavery, man. It's targeted at accelerating efforts towards pushing towards the CHIP, man. The RFID microchip spoken of in Revelations, the 13th chapter and the 16th verse, which again, I'm going to take a quick jump out of this article to read Revelations 13 to 16, because the end goal of this is digital slavery backed by AI, man. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get your rations on a chip, everything in terms of your documentation for travel, your passport, your driving license, your national insurance number, and our equivalent of like what social security in the US. Your driving license, like I said, what you use your device for interfacing with your home technology, your Alexa, all on this chip. Revelations 13 to 16. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, everyone, regardless of their genetic makeup, social class, previous financial status, because this whole system is going to crash purposefully, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Yeah, the word there for mark is karagma, yeah, incision, and that no man might buy or sell save he, except he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. It's going to literally be the only way of transacting, the absolute and only way of being able to transact is going to be through the RFID chip, man. And without it, you ain't going to be able to do fuck all, absolutely anything. That's the time that we're living in right now. It says, sorry, 1 second. Free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Whether you're in the prison and they're going to use the chip as a negotiating tactic to get you out of there, because ultimately they ain't even got to put you on a tag. They can an electronic tag like they do with prisoners. Your chip's going to do the tracking for them anyway, and ultimately it serves a dual purpose in that most people will willingly take that to get their freedom back from the system. Yeah, whether you're a free man and currently wealthy, you're able to afford the plush sort of lifestyle, upper middle class, even really part of the elite class, but lesser than the ultra elite, you're going to be offered this also, man. To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Now, ultimately, it goes deeper than just putting a chip in you and letting you go on as per BAU. For that quickly, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And spiritual, man, you go into the barcode system and the man that created it, there's multiple layers, man. The man has three names. And I remember one of the brothers from that main camp broke it down as well, in the sense of it's spiritual. The Lord had it to where the man's got three names, and each one of his names has got 6 letters in it. You get spiritual, man, the way the Lord does things. The barcode system ultimately, man, mathematically also adds up to that figure. It's spiritual, real spiritual. Yeah, the way that the Lord set this up. Look up on Google when you get a chance to independently. Man responsible for barcode system, or set up a barcode system, and you'll see the detail on there. But ultimately, there's been a record-breaking 150 billion investment unveiled during the US state visit, and this is again the US and other foreign nations asset stripping the UK, because in exchange for this investment, they're going to want payment back. And who do you think is going to be responsible for for making these payments back to these foreign investors? Your ass, man. They're building data centers, one near Newcastle in the north, one down in south, around like near Hertfordshire, not too far off from there. And they're going to be record-breaking AI centers, man. AI uses massive amount of water, man, that it consumes via those supercomputers while they're doing their thing. It's again damaging to the environment. It's going to require a lot of debt, man, in order to pay the necessary building firms here in the UK to deliver that, man. They're going to be US owned assets. The taxes, man, are going to repay back that investment in the US are going to be your taxes. You know, they're going to take more money from you in more creative ways. Even if you're currently at the upper echelon of society, what we're going into, via the Department of Business and Trade, via the Prime Minister, who's just a shill, via 10 Downing Street, ultimately the will of the Rothschilds is digital slavery, man. Backed and fronted and signed for by the CEO, Donald Trump, and the UK CEO, Keir Starmer, man. But that's all they are. But they're not the chairman. Major package of investment commitment set to boost jobs, lies, drive growth. Right, okay. The pockets of the elite, because ultimately all this is going to do is help the stock market, man, cut the share price of companies like Nvidia, Microsoft, the like. But the average man who ain't got sizable investments in these companies, who ultimately ain't plugged in and connected with that insider trading knowledge, ain't really going to benefit from this. You might have 1 or 2 traders that make a couple $100,000 here or there, but eventually they're going to have to take the chip anyway. The only winners in this are the elite. This is digital slavery, man, being accelerated even further. And talking about more than 7,600 high quality jobs to be created. Do you know how, listen, in London alone, you've got 10 million people. You've got over 64 million people in the UK, right? Currently, you have nearly 1 million graduates, people that have gone and got a degree that can't get a job. And here it is, they're saying more than 7,600 high quality jobs, which means they ain't going to the average Brit, because they're stupid as fuck, to be created across the UK. So these 7,600 jobs are going to somehow boost growth in the economy. With major US investment flowing into clean energy, life sciences and advanced manufacturing, which are not sectors that British people commonly work in. This is going to go to highly educated foreigners, man. Mostly probably American, people coming in from wider Europe. But the average British Edomite ain't getting these types of jobs. It's a team and that level type work right here. It says flagship commitments unveiled today include 100 billion investment from Blackstone. Blackstone is the largest contributor in the UK over the next decade, and 3.9 billion from Prologis across the UK's life sciences and advanced manufacturing. There's more Maxes, more AI, all of that. It marks the largest commercial package ever since secured during a state visit, underscoring the power of the UK-US economic partnership and delivering on the government's plan for change. This ain't a partnership. There's no benefit really to the UK here. This is just the US coming in and saying, listen, we're going to buy you up. There's 100 billion. You motherfuckers need it. And in exchange, we're putting you people into slavery. And the UK just signed it up and packaged it nicely in a bowl and said, look, you've got 7,600 new jobs. So now, I'm not going to try to do the math off head, but let's call it 1 million for quick maths. Do 1 million minus 7,600. The rest of you still going to be out of work, but at least hopefully 7,600 of you grads, you young children, not even considering the adults that have been out of work, but you kids, we love the kids, you're going to be back in employment. It's a joke thing, man. It's a joke. These 7,600 jobs will be in all areas of the UK. 1,000 new jobs in Belfast and 6,000 more roles from Glasgow to Warrington. So if you live in London, you're fucked then. The Midlands and the North East. The investment surge, they say, will deliver real opportunities for working people. Do you know the population of this country is like about 60 something million people? Anyway. So key announcements, 100 billion investment pledged from Blackstone, right? Over the next decade, 3.9 billion investment from world-leading investment firm Prologis to strengthen its current investment at Cambridge Biomedical Campus, etc., etc., etc. Palantir to invest up to 1.5 billion to help make UK defence innovation a defence innovation leader and create up to 350 new jobs. And these are not going to be your average jobs, man. 150 million investment from American company Amentum, creating more than 3,000 jobs across Glasgow, Warrington and to the Midlands, expanding its UK workforce by over 50%. 3,000 jobs across the whole UK, yay! Boeing to convert 2 737 aircraft in Birmingham for the US Air Force. Yeah, they're going to become even further become a military base for the US. US engineering firm Stax has committed 37 million to expand their UK operations. Major funding into UK-based research and development and startups, accelerating growth in biotech, AI, and advanced manufacturing. Cutting more jobs. So they're going to be cutting more jobs in the process of giving you these 7,600 jobs. And on top of that, they're going to be furthering you down the line towards digital slavery. But you gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Because, the American Edomite is here to save the day, man. To further enslave their own people and you in the process. Prime Minister Keir Starmer said, when we back British brilliance, champion on our world-class industries and forge deeper global alliances, especially with friends like the US, we help shape the future for generations to come and make people across the country better off. Bro, these people are going into slavery, bro. They're going into fucking digital slavery. I'm telling you, this chip is coming, man. Brothers, look at this article. Get excited, yeah? Do the research yourself. Look at the YouTube videos, man. The chip is on its way, man. Nate was talking some shit still to this day, trying to boost himself up as being a man above the apostles and elders, trying to show himself to be somewhat of a righteous man, damn devil. But in actuality, man, ultimately, hey, man, the chip is on its way, man. Real heavy perpetual slavery is on its way, man. And if you ain't part of this truth, if you ain't got the how about Shah watching over you, man, you're gonna get caught up in this, man. Definitely gonna get caught up in this. Listen, now is our salvation nearer than what we believe, man. Shalom.